What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are back on our project ZJ. For those of you who follow the channel, you're familiar with this rig. Got this thing for $1,000. We've done a ton of stuff to it. We have put all new cooling system in it, new transmission, put the lift on it, 3.5-inch lift with new tires, a whole bunch of other stuff I can't even remember right now, but lots and lots of work done to it. One of the things we did to it was we put a Magnaflow muffler on it when we were having some exhaust work done, need a new catalytic converter, and it has sounded fantastic since we did that. Unfortunately, we are still running the stock exhaust pipe coming out of the muffler there, and while it's not bad at all, it would be nice to dress it up a little bit. And everything on this Jeep, as you can tell, we're slowly blacking stuff out on it, along with its original silver paint. So we want to dress up that exhaust pipe a little bit. And for those of you who are familiar, they make a thing called a slip-on. It's just a decorative tip that goes on the end of the exhaust pipe right there. And it looks cool, you know, doesn't add any horsepower, doesn't do anything else to it, doesn't change the sound, but it does look nice. And we think it would be cool. So as we were considering whether to put something like that on this Jeep, our friends over at Autosaver 88, who we have worked with before, who sent us some lights that we've put on our vehicles, you can check out those videos. They reached out to us coincidentally and said, hey, we've got these exhaust slip-ons. Would you like one? And we said, yes, we would. So let's see what they sent us. All right, this is how it came. And because it is a cosmetic piece, we're concerned about how well they packed it. It came inside this bubble wrap, and this was actually sealed before we opened it up. So, you know, that's good for protection. It also has a foam piece in the bottom of the box there so that it doesn't get the end dented up, which I thought was pretty nice. So they did a good job on that. Here is the tip that we chose. They have a bunch of different tips. This one fits the style that we're going for. And what you do is you order it based on the diameter here, and the length here. So what we went with was a 3-inch, this is a 4-inch, and this is 7 inches here. Now, the reason why we went with the 3 inches, the Jeep has 2 or 2.5 coming out of the muffler, but it flares to 3 inches. And based on where we wanted this to sit, we needed it to sit a little bit to the back. So let me show you. It's going to go in right about like this. And the reason why we want it sticking out just a little bit is because this is getting a new bumper for the back. It's actually getting a new bumper for the front, and it is actually inside the house at the moment. But it is a well-together bumper, and you guys will be seeing that in a future episode. We are putting a couple of custom bumpers on this thing. So inside the house is a custom well-together bumper for the front, winch bumper. There's also a 12,000-pound winch sitting inside. Those will be going on the front in a future episode, and then we will be putting a rear on to match. The rear is going to stick out just a little bit more, so when that bumper goes on, this will be sitting in exactly the right spot if it sits out about an inch farther from where it is right now. So that is the plan. These things are super easy to install. You just slide them over the end of the exhaust. If your exhaust curves, like ours does, where it comes down like this, you do need to cut this curve off because it won't slide into place and it'll look silly with the curve inside there. We don't want to do that. So we're going to cut it back just a little bit. Then you just go ahead and slip it on. That's why they call it a slip-on. And then you just tighten this up and holds itself in place. So, all right, and that's all there is to it. I'm Joel, this is Motors and Mischief, and this is our 1997 Jeep Grand Cherokee ZJ. It's getting a slip-on. All right, got this cut off, and as usual, trying to cut around something round, I screwed it up like I always do because I'm an idiot. But that's the way it happens. We just cleaned it up with a, once it was out of the way, we could get the grinder in there, we cleaned it up, it's nice and straight now. If I had wanted to cut a nice and straight line that I didn't have to clean up, I could have put tape around and then followed the tape, but honestly this was easier, and I'm a big fan of easier, so that's what we did. All right, now it's time to slide a new one in place. after that slips on, just tightened up. Okay. All right, and there you have it. Looks great. Now the exhaust looks like it sounds. So for those of you who have not heard this thing fire up, this does have the 5.2 V8 in it, and we're gonna go ahead and fire it up for you. Give you guys a cold start. Oh yeah, we like it. All right guys, so that is it. That is our Autosaver 88 exhaust slip-on. I think it looks really good. Pleased with how it came out, and the product itself, nice. Autosaver did a good job on it. The fit and finish seems great. The welds for the bolt and the nut that are holding the thing together for the slip-on seem quality, and as you can see, it went right on. It took us about 10 minutes to install this thing. So pretty cool. This is not a dedicated off-road rig. It is a daily driver, and mostly it goes to school and work. So if we take it on a really gnarly trailer, which there are a few around here, if we do that, probably just gonna take it off since it will unbolt, so we don't smash it up, and then we'll stick it back on after the trip. So it's a nice thing about a slip-on. All right, guys, if you liked it, there is a ton of other videos about this ZJ. We'll link those at the end of this video. Also, there's a bunch of other stuff. We got a WJ, we got a couple of Wranglers, we got a Raptor, and we got that freaking old F-250 back there that we are working on that there's about to be a video on because the thing finally turned over the other day. So, all right, guys, thanks so much for watching. We really appreciate it. Hit that like button, and yeah, we'll see you soon. Peace. Something like that on this Jeep. Our friends over at Autosaver 88, goodness gracious. For those of you who have been following the project, we've done a ton of stuff to it. We have put a lift on it, 3.5 inch lift on it. We've put, good gravy, what all have we done? We've put a 3.5 inch lift on it. Man, what all have we done to this thing? Did the lift on it, put in the adjustable front, new lift on it, put in the new lift on it, oh my God.